The satellite launch is crucial for bolstering the country's preparation for war. Lee highlighted the upcoming launch as well as the testing of various reconnaissance methods, emphasizing their role in effectively tracking, controlling, and responding to threatening military activities from the U.S. and South Korea. President Yoon Suk-yeol and leaders from Pacific Island nations have agreed to enhance cooperation during their summit in Seoul. The historic first summit between South Korea and Pacific Island nations was held yesterday at Seoul's former presidential office of Cheongwade. After the summit, the leaders issued a joint statement emphasizing their commitment to establish a partnership that fosters freedom, peace, and prosperity in the resilient Pacific region. Both sides expressed support for South Korea's Indo-Pacific strategy and the Pacific Islands nation's 2050 strategy for Blue Pacific continent. South Korean tourists stranded on Guam due to a powerful typhoon are finally returning home as the island's international airport resumed operations. Jin Air, Jeju Air, T-Way Air, and Korean Air have dispatched a total of 11 planes, and around 2,500 South Korean travelers are expected to be brought back home through yesterday and today. The government estimates it will take about 3 days to repatriate 3,400-some stranded tourists who were stuck on Guam since the airport closure last Monday caused by Typhoon Mawar. Shifting gears to local news, leaders and officials from 14 Pacific Island countries will also be in Busan for the Korea-Pacific Islands Summit. Prime Minister Mark Brown of the Cook Islands, along with the heads of state, key ministers, and Henry Puna, the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum, will be visiting Busan City today. They will attend a welcoming luncheon hosted by Mayor Park Hyung-jun and discuss measures to enhance collaboration in areas of climate crisis, the marine sector, development, and tourism. Mayor Park is planned to highlight the long-standing friendly relation between South Korea and the Pacific Island countries and call for collective action on common challenges. Starting in June, Busan will launch South Korea's first city tour bus exclusively for people with disabilities. Busan City announced that the Nare bus, designed for accessible tourism and inclusivity, will operate twice a week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with 6 wheelchair seats. Starting from Busan Station, the bus will travel to popular tourist areas, including Haeundae and Gwangalli. The bus was donated by the Lions Club Busan District, and the Busan Differently Abled Federation will be providing operational support. In international news, the IAEA Task Force, or the International Atomic Energy Agency, reviewing the safety of Japan's plan to release wastewater from the damaged Fukushima nuclear power plant, has begun its final inspection. According to NHK, the IAEA Task Force members will meet with government officials and visit the Fukushima plant during their 5-day visit this week. Composed of IAEA officials and experts from 11 countries, including South Korea, the task force will evaluate Japan's Nuclear Regulation Authority's actions to ensure proper facility maintenance for the planned wastewater discharge. Last year, the IAEA conducted 2 inspections and 2 regulatory reviews to assess the safety of the planned wastewater release into the ocean. Now for the local weather, it's currently 21 degrees Celsius in Busan with light raindrops in parts of the city. Cloudy skies will continue through the day with mercury levels hovering at 22 degrees Celsius. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. Thank you for joining. You're listening to BEFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM 부산영어방송.
As we transition into the summer season, there are concerns about heavy rain and typhoons.
계절이 여름으로 접어들면서 폭우와 태풍을 염려하는 목소리가 나오고 있는데요. This summer or this year, the Busan, Ulsan, and Gyeongnam region are expected to have temperatures similar to or slightly higher than the average, with a rainfall concentrated in the month of July. Considering the increasing intensity of concentrated heavy rains each year, it's crucial to be well prepared in advance. Well, this is Busan Worldwide, and I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. Good morning and welcome to Busan Worldwide on this wonderful Tuesday morning. It is May 30th. Thank you so much for tuning in to BFM 부산영어방송. Now, listeners, 어제 연휴 마지막 날 비 때문에 불편하신 분들 많으셨죠? Yes, yesterday was the last day of the long holiday weekend, but I'm sure many people experienced inconvenience due to the rain. 제법 많이 내린 비에 습도가 높아 벌써 장마가 시작됐나 하는 생각도 들더라고요. Well, this year, the monsoon season in the southern regions like Busan is expected to start on June 23rd and last until July 24th. 특히 7월에 비가 집중적으로 올 것으로 전망하고 있는데요. During an El Niño, sea surface temperatures in the central Pacific Ocean become warmer than usual, which can trigger atmospheric waves, and it's expected to cause more of a humid summer. And the average monthly precipitation in the Busan, Ulsan, Gyeongnam region in July ranges from 221.6 millimeter to 320.1 or 22.1 millimeter as well. So for this summer, we're concerned about how unpredictable the weather will be. 네, 올 여름 날씨가 얼마나 변덕을 부릴지 걱정이네요. Well, listeners, I do hope that you are not too concerned about the weather, but all just being well prepared in advance would be a great idea for your family and your loved ones as well. Now, the time is 11:07. We have a lot of segments coming up for you, everyone. So let me briefly tell you. So coming up next, we have The Interview, which is our main segment here at Busan Worldwide. And after that, we have the segment called Up Busan 2030. In this news segment, we're going to be updating you with World Expo news with a, Expo-related quiz each day. And this is in line with the citizens' hope for Busan City to host the 2030 World Expo. And after that, we have Correspondent Report, which is a segment where we connect with our reporters from all around the world. 그리고 오늘은 인도네시아 통신원과 연결을 합니다. And as always, we are live on YouTube. So you can check out YouTube, search BEFM or 부산영어방송. You can check out the studio for today as well. We have Natasha messaging in saying, "Morning, Stephanie and Busan Worldwide team." Well, good morning, Natasha Nim. Hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. I know you are from Malaysia. They said it's very hot in Malaysia. We have been experiencing heat wave for a couple of months now. Well, do be careful, stay hydrated. As well, people here in Busan as well, be careful. Make sure you're taking your umbrella just in case it rains throughout the week as well. Well, from Busan to the world, Busan Worldwide. 오늘의 더 인터뷰 바로 만나보시죠.
Beyond the borders of Busan, bringing the world back to you. Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon.
Now it's time for The Interview. With the end of the pandemic, our city is back to festival mode. Amongst the many international festivals ready for June, one of the events many are looking forward to is the Busan International Dance Festival. This year's event is expected to be one in which citizens can enjoy various performances from abroad and other programs as well. It will be held from June 2nd to 4th for 3 days at the Busan Cinema Center and the Haeundae Special Stage. So please welcome the Executive Director of the Busan International Dance Festival Organizing Committee, Ms. Shin Eun-ju. 자, 6월을 여는 국제적인 축제로 부산국제무용제가 준비되어 있는데요. 오늘 더 인터뷰에서는 신은주 부산국제무용제 조직위원회 운영위원장을 직접 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하십니까?
안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다.
네.
All right, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio today. Now, the Busan International Dance Festival is into its 19th year already, so please introduce the festival to our listeners. 네, 부산 국제무용제가 올해로 벌써 19번째를 맞이했네요. 어떤 축제인지 소개 부탁드릴게요.
네, 부산 국제무용제는 국제예술 사업 추진으로 국제적 무용 교류와 부산 무용예술의 세계화를 도모하고 예술문화 향유 기회를 확대하여 무용예술의 브랜드화로 지역 경제에 이바지함을 목적으로 합니다. 아울러 무용공연예술 콘텐츠 활성화, 무용공연예술 인재 양성, 창작무용 안무가 육성을 통한 지역 문화 및 관광산업 발전에 기여하고자 합니다.
네.
시민 모두의 문화예술 향유 기회 확대와 무용, 문화예술 저변 확장을 통해 춤의 고장 부산의 도시 브랜드 제고 및 지역 경제 활성화를 기대합니다.
네, 춤의 도시 부산 기대됩니다. So she shared the Busan International Dance Festival aims to promote exchange and globalization of dance arts through international arts projects and to expand opportunities to enjoy arts and culture, thereby contributing to the local economy. The event also works to develop the local culture and tourism industry by revitalizing dance performance art contents, fostering dance performance artists and creative dance choreographers, and they hope to enhance the city brand of Busan and revitalize the local economy by expanding opportunities to enjoy culture and arts for all citizens, and expanding the culture and art of dance as well. Now, this year's invitee list is supposed to be the best to date, and many are interested in the opening performance as well as the gala show. And the ambiguous dance company, famous for 범이 내려온다 dance, is invited to this year as well. 네, 올해는 역대급 초청 리스트들이 눈길을 끄는데요. 범이 내려온다의 앰비규어스 댄스 컴퍼니 공연을 만날 수 있다고요?
네, 앰비큐어 댄스 컴퍼니의 공연도 만날 수 있고요.
네.
역대급 공연단체의 무대가 많이 준비되어 있습니다.
네.
저도 기대됩니다. 부산국제무용제는 내년이 20주년이 됩니다. 아울러 올해 공연의 성과가 동력이 되어 변화가 될 것으로 기대합니다. 올해 19회 공연에서는 국내외 참가단체의 공연 기대하셔도 좋습니다. 그리고 국내 참가단체는 세계적으로 유명한 단체들이 참가합니다. 물론 앰비큐어 댄스 컴퍼니도 공연하고
네.
세계적인 무용단 아는미 그리고 김재덕 모던 테이블 등 멋진 공연이 여러분을 기다립니다. 기대하셔도 좋습니다.
네, 너무 기대됩니다. So she shared that the Busan International Dance Festival will mark its 20th anniversary next year. She hopes that this year's performances will become a driving force and a change, and you can expect many renowned domestic and international dance companies at this year's event. She shared that the ambiguous dance company will also perform as well the wonderful performances of 아는 미 Dance Company, Modern Table, and more will be waiting for you. Now, the invited performance from France is an eye-catcher, so please tell us a bit about this. 네, 프랑스 초청 공연 또한 빼놓을 수 없다고 하는데요. 어떤 공연입니까?
네, 올해 부산국제무용제 무대는 갈라 공식 초청 공연 외에 전막 공연을 준비했습니다. 특별 공연이죠.
네.
영화의 전당 하늘연극장에서 6월 4일 오후 3시에 공연됩니다. 프랑스 에르베 쿠비 무용단의 낮이 밤에 빚진 것이라는 제목으로 공연되는데요. 12명의 무용수가 펼치는 고개, 체조, 비보잉, 힙합, 현대무용, 발레, 전통 수표 융합이 어우러집니다. 작품의 이미지가 매우 시적입니다. 우아함과 신비로움 그리고 폭발적인 에너지로 관객을 사로잡을 것입니다.
그렇군요. 프랑스의 에르베 쿠비 무용단의 공연에 대해 말씀해 주셨는데요. It sounds very exciting. She said this year they've prepared a gala, official invitation performances, and various other feature performances. The opening performance will be at 3 p.m. on June 4th at the Sky Theater of Busan Cinema Center. And from France, the RB Kubi dance company's What the Day Owes to the Night is a fusion of acrobatics, gymnastic, b-boying, hip-hop, modern dance, and traditional ballet as well. And the performance, she said, is very poetic and will capture the audience with its elegance, mystery, and explosive energy. Well, there will also be a program to promote Busan hosting the 2030 World Expo. So tell us a bit about this as well. 올해는 2030 월드 엑스포의 부산 유치를 기원하는 프로그램이 있어 더욱 의미가 깊은데요. 어떤 프로그램입니까?
네, 부산 국제무용제에 참가하는 많은 국내외 예술단체들의 공연도 기대되지만
네.
우리 부산 시민들이 참여하여 2030 월드 엑스포를 응원하는 1분 릴레이 공연은 무척 기대됩니다.
네.
2030 월드 엑스포 유치를 열망하는 기원의 마음을 적극적인 춤으로 표현하는 무대죠. 2일간 10명의 시민이 1분씩 릴레이식으로 무대에 올라 춤을 펼칩니다. 공모를 통해 선정하였고요. 여러 면에서 무척 의미가 깊은 프로그램입니다.
네, 그렇군요. 부산 시민들이 직접 참여하는 2030 월드 엑스포를 응원하는 1분 릴레이 공연도 너무 기대가 됩니다. So she said many domestic and international art groups participating in the Busan International Dance Festival are expected to perform, but she said they're also very excited about the 1-minute relay performance to support the 2030 World Expo, which calls on the participation of Busan citizens to show how much they want the expo in Busan through active dance. 10 citizens will dance on stage in a relay style for 1 minute over the course of 2 days, and it's absolutely very meaningful program in many ways. Now, tell us a bit more about the citizens participation programs. 무용 공연을 그냥 감상만 하는 게 아니라 시민이 직접 참여해서 즐길 수 있는 프로그램도 있다고요?
네, 몇 가지 프로그램이 준비되어 있습니다. 모바일 댄스 프로그램은 홈페이지에 있는 춤을 따라 하시거나 독창적으로 해석하셔서 모바일로 참여해 주시는 내용입니다.
네.
너무 재밌습니다.
아.
또 한 가지는요. 하와이안 춤을 따라 하시면서 해운대 해변의 축제를 즐기실 수 있도록 마련하였습니다.
네.
그리고 2030 세계 박람회 유치를 담은 1분 릴레이 프로그램도 시민 참여형입니다. 마지막 폐막 공연 후에는요. 우리 공연을 관람한 부산 시민들이 함께 춤을 추며 즐길 수 있는 장을 마련하였습니다.
네.
부산국제무용제는 부산 시민의 축제입니다. 시민들이 참여하셔서 즐기시고 공식 초청 공연도 관람하시는 축제가 되길 바랍니다.
네, 너무 재밌을 것 같은데 여러분들도 부산 시민의 축제, 부산국제무용제 꼭 즐기시길 바랍니다. Alright, so she said the mobile dance program has participants following a dance on the homepage where can interpret creatively. And she said you can also participate in the festival on Haeundae Beach learning a Hawaiian dance. Also, the 1-minute relay program to promote the 2030 World Expo is also a citizen participation program, as we just mentioned. And after the closing performance, they have prepared a place for citizens to enjoy all together. The Busan International Dance Festival is a festival for citizens, Busan citizens. So she hopes that it will be a festival where citizens will participate in and enjoy the great shows. Well, listeners, if you're just joining us here at Busan Worldwide, we're in the middle of the interview with Miss Shin Eun-ju. She's the executive director of the Busan International Dance Festival Organizing Committee. Now, there's a lot of interesting performances in the pamphlet for the festival as I'm looking through. And I know it might be hard, but can you recommend a couple for our listeners? 네, 국제무용제 리플렛을 살펴봤는데요. 정말 관심 가는 공연들이 많더라고요.
네.
위원장님이 개인적으로 꼭 추천하고 싶은 공연 있으실까요?
참 곤란한 질문입니다. 저는 예, 개인적으로 모든 단체들의 작품이 기대됩니다.
네.
왜냐하면 춤은 고유한 특색을 담은 문화가 고스란히 담겨져 있으니 다양하죠.
네.
그러니 얼마나 매력적일까요? 저는 매일 다른 공연 작품이 선보이니 우리 부산 시민 여러분들께서는 꼭 관람하시기를 바랍니다.
네. Yes, very interesting. So she can't choose any in particular because they're all unique and attractive in their own ways. And the best part about it is a different dance and show every day. So we do recommend that you visit. It's held from June 2nd to 4th for 3 days at the Busan Cinema Center and at Haeundae Special Stage. Well, were there any difficult or memorable moments while preparing for this year's event? 올해 국제무용제를 준비하면서 특별히 어려운 점은 없었는지, 그리고 준비 과정에서 있었던 재밌는 일화가 있다면요?
그 공연이 진행되는 마지막 순간까지
네.
많은 우여곡절이 있습니다. 준비한 과정은 정말 너무 많은 우여곡절이 있지요.
네.
특히 해외 단체의 경우 환경 조건들이 여의치 않으면 이곳 부산까지 올 수가 없습니다.
그렇죠.
도착 시간도 뭐 새벽 그리고 밤늦은 시간 다양합니다. 그 조건이라는 것이 얼마나 여러 개고 다양하겠습니까? 그러니 별 일들이 다 많습니다. 요즘은 해외 단체들의 그런 식사가 제일 신경 쓰입니다.
네.
예, 춤추는 사람들은 몸의 컨디션이 가장 중요하니까요. 네.
그렇군요. 이 해외 단체들의 식사, 저는 생각지도 못한
네.
그런 거군요. Now, arrival, right? So she shared that there has been a few bumps. For each performance team from abroad, there are various aspects that have to be met in order for them to travel all the way here to Busan. That's why adhering to each team and the logistics was difficult. Even arrival time is very different, early in the morning to very late at night. But something that she's been very attentive to is the meals for each team from abroad. Very particularly difficult because they have to be in the best condition to perform. But personally, I'm very curious. What kind of, I guess, meals are prepared for these performers?
정말 여러 국가에서 오는 예술 단체의 무용수들은 그 식사 먹는 것은 정말 예민해요.
네.
그래서 우리도 그 굉장히 자기의 취향이지 않습니까? 식사는
네.
그런 문제에서 요즘에는 또 비건도 많고 그리고 또 좀 종교적인 국가도 있죠. 네. 그런 면에서 춤은 굉장히 좋은 컨디션일 때 좋은 춤을 선보일 수 있지 않습니까?
네.
그러니까 음식은 물이라든지 뭐 먹는 과일이라든지 너트라든지 또 정말 다양해요. 그래서 육고기를 못 먹는 친구들, 채식주의자들 정말 다양합니다. 예, 그래서 그런 것들을 저희들 축제에서는 되도록이면
네.
다른 조건보다 좋은 컨디션을 유지할 수 있도록 하는 그런 음식에 저희들이 굉장히 많은 신경을 씁니다.
네.
네.
그럼 팀마다 따로따로 다 식사를 준비를 해야겠네요.
네, 그런 부분에서 저희가 준비를 못하게 되면 어떤 식당을 저희가 또 알선을 해서 또 연결을 하거나 하는 그런 준비를 해줘야 됩니다.
그렇군요. She said because there are so many various countries and performers coming from different countries, there are of course vegans, there are religious reasons for not being able to eat certain meat or products, and even when it comes to food or fruit and water, they have their own preferences, right? So even like preferred nuts and different products, they prepare ahead of time, and each team from abroad, they do prepare, and she shared that if they can't prepare for each team, they do recommend certain restaurants here in Busan as well. Now, there are a number of dance festivals in the country, so what sets Busan International Dance Festival apart from the others? 네, 전국에 많은 무용제가 있을 텐데요.
네.
부산 국제무용제만의 차별점 혹은 경쟁력은 무엇이라고 생각하십니까?
부산 국제무용제는 이 부산이라는 천혜의 자연 환경의 무대, 해운대 해변 특설 무대 자체가 차별화된 무대입니다.
네.
축제죠. 바다를 배경으로 펼쳐지는 공연은 너무나 아름답죠. 특히 밝은 시간부터 늦은 시간까지 시차를 달리하면서 공연을 관람할 수 있어 더욱 매력이 있습니다. 로맨틱합니다. 많은 관람객들은 아름다운 시간에 동화되어 그 기억이 오래오래 지속될 것입니다. 아름다운 추억입니다. 그것이 감동의 축제라고 말할 수 있고요. 올해 축제의 특성은 크게 다양성, 대중성, 시민 참여 행사로 구분하여 진행됩니다.
그렇군요. 부산 국제 무용제는 로맨틱한 아름다운 추억이 된다고 말씀해 주셨습니다. So she said the Busan International Dance Festival is a festival that features nature as part of the stage. Audience have views of the sea from Haeundae or the mountains from other special stages. It's also a festival that holds performances from the daytime to the evening so people can check out shows whenever they want. She called it romantic, right? It's sure to be a memorable event, and she also shared that the characteristics of this year, the festival, she shared about diversity and also participation from the citizens as well. As said, next year marks the 20th anniversary of the Busan International Dance Festival. So what is the direction of the festival that will be taken from here on out? 내년이면 국제무용제가 20주년을 맞이하게 되는데요. 앞으로 부산국제무용제가 나아가야 할 방향은 무엇이라고 보시나요?
부산 국제무용제는 2005년에 시작되어 내년 2024년에 20주년이 됩니다.
네.
많은 분들이 춤의 매력을 알고 계시고 즐기고 싶어 하시죠. 부산은 춤의 고장이고 문화적으로 성장할 소지가 높은 지역이라고 저는 생각합니다. 춤이 다양한 문화와 연결되어 부산 자체가 예술의 플랫폼이 될 수 있기를 희망합니다. 춤은 여러분들에게 손을 냅니다. 부산 시민 여러분들의 삶이 풍요롭고 희망적이길 바랍니다. 그 과정에 부산국제무용제가 함께 할 것입니다. 부산국제무용제의 나아가야 할 방향이자 역할이기도 합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. So she shared that the Busan International Dance Festival started in 2005 and will celebrate its 20th anniversary next year, 2024. Now, Busan is a city of dance, and the culture is highly likely to grow, she said. They hope that Busan itself can become a platform for art that connects dance with various cultures, and Busan International Dance Festival hopes to promote a rich and hopeful life for Busan citizens. Well, that's going to do it for today's The Interview with Miss Shin Eun-ju, the Executive Director of the Busan International Dance Festival Organizing Committee. And as we mentioned, this will be held from June 2nd to 4th for 3 days at the Busan Cinema Center and the Haeundae Special Stage as well. 네, 오늘은 신은주 부산국제무용제 운영위원장과 자세한 이야기 나눠봤는데요. 위원장님 오늘 출연 너무 감사합니다.
초대해 주셔서 감사합니다.
Here's Charlie Puth with Left and Right.
You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? Ever since the day you went away, no, I don't know how to erase your body from out my brain. What you gonna do now? Maybe I should just focus on me instead. All I think about are the nights we were tangled up in your bed. Oh no. Since the day you went away, tell me how much more do I gotta drink for the pain? You did things to me that I just can't forget. Think about all the nights we were tangled up in your bed. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. You're going round in circles, got you stuck up in my head. Yeah, memories follow me. Every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? Does you know you're the one that got away? And even though take up every corner of my mind. Your love stays with me day and night. I can feel you over here, I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? I can feel you over here, I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now?
Welcome back to Busan Worldwide. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. The time is now 11:30 and it's time for Up Busan 2030. Now, this segment is a part of a daily campaign to promote 2030 World Expo to be hosted here in our city, Busan. Now, recently, an expo that aligns with the theme of the 2030 Busan World Expo, which is transforming our world, navigating toward a better future, was held here in Busan. 2030 부산 월드 엑스포의 주제인 세계에 대전한 더 나은 미래를 향한 항해에 부합하는 박람회가 부산에서 열렸습니다. So from the 25th, the city of Busan hosted a 3-day 2023 World Climate Industry Expo and held a conference event called the City Summit as part of it. The City Summit conference was attended by 8 city mayors representing global climate industries. They introduced exemplary cases of carbon-neutral cities in each city and shared policies for achieving carbon neutrality together. Representatives from each country also made a joint declaration to strive for the transition to sustainable carbon-neutral cities. And I think Busan is expected to play a leading role as a carbon-neutral city and showcase its capabilities for a sustainable planet at the 2030 World Expo. 자, 그럼 오늘의 엑스포 퀴즈 문제 드리겠습니다. That's right. Here's the Expo trivia question for today. Which city hosted the very first World Expo? That's right. Which city hosted the very first World Expo? 월드 엑스포가 가장 먼저 열렸던 곳은 어디일까요? All right, which city hosted the very first World Expo? I'm sure some of our listeners are thinking the right answer, but the right answer is the place you probably have guessed. It's London, United Kingdom. 네, 정답은 바로 영국 런던입니다. The World Expo has been an extraordinary stage for dreams and imagination turned into reality for the past 170 years, starting with the Great Exhibition 1851 in London. Following that tradition, our hope is that in the year 2030, Busan will captivate the world with its knowledge, technology, and charm. 네, 2030 부산 월드 엑스포, 부산 월드와이드가 함께 응원합니다. And that's going to do it for Up Busan 2030 segment. Well, listeners, the time is 11:33. Before we move on to our next song, I'm going to look over some of the messages. We have Natasha Nim saying, the handsome guy and beautiful lady there passing by behind you. Is that PD Nim or writer? Which is which? Well, if you're joining us here at YouTube, you can search BFM or 부산영어방송. And the handsome guy is our engineering guy right here. He is giggling a bit. And we have beautiful lady, which is our new PD님, Tina Park. So you're probably going to continue to see them going back and forth and supporting this amazing show here at Busan Worldwide. Well, let's move on. The time is 11:34 and the next song is Just Vibe by Jeff Burnett.
Have I told you there's just something about you? From the way you move those sexy lips when you talk to me. But there's another little thing about you. It's the way that we connect on this mentally. Cause you're flyer than them other people. Treat me like another equal person that just wants to hang with you. You know you're cute, but you're just searching for another individual who basically wants to vibe with you. I like how you take your pictures. I like how you sip your wine. I like how you study scriptures. I read on your zodiac sign. I like your classy outfits and the way that you do your hair. I like how you look in glasses. I like how you say your prayers. The way you do the things that you do makes me just want to get to know you better now. Little things that you're just into. I feel that we should be together. Cause you're flyer than them other people. Treat me like another equal person that just wants to hang with you. You know you're cute, but you're just searching for another individual who basically wants to vibe with you. I am not the kind to walk away. No. You don't have to trip, cause it's okay. Whoa. Cause you're fire than them other people. Treat me like another equal person that just wants to hang with you. You know you're cute, but you're just searching for another individual who basically wants to vibe with you. It's because you're flyer than them other people. Treat me like another equal person that just wants to hang with you. And we can just kick it. You know you're cute, but you're just searching for another individual who basically wants to vibe with you. I just wanna vibe with you. Hey, yeah.
Here in Canada, the country's housing agency is calling attention.
Correspondent report. That's right. It's time for correspondent reports here at Busan Worldwide, where we connect with our reporters from all around the world. 네, 오늘은 인도네시아 소식입니다. 인도네시아 자카르타의 이영미 통신원. 안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다. Now we're connected with our reporter, Miss Lee Young-mi, based in Indonesia. We're going to hear all about what's going on in the nation. Up first, we have Iran and Indonesia officially signing a preferential trade agreement, also known as PTA. 자, 첫 소식으로 이란과 인도네시아가 특혜 무역 협정을 공식 체결했다는 소식 전해주시죠.
네. 세이드 에브라임 라이시 이란 대통령이 22일부터 24일까지 인도네시아를 방문해 양국 간 비자, 의약품 생산, 에너지, 문화, 과학기술 분야 협력에 관련된 11개의 특혜 무역협정을 체결했습니다. 자유무역협정보다 낮은 단계의 무역협정인 특혜 무역협정은 일부 품목에만 특혜 관세를 부여하는데요. 의약품과 고무, 종이, 섬유, 목재, 신발 등의 물의 거래에 우선권을 부여한다는 내용이 이번 협정에 포함되었습니다.
I see. So Iranian President Raisi, he visited Indonesia from the 22nd to the 24th and signed a 11 PTA, which is short for Preferential Trade Agreements, related to visas, medicine production, energy, culture, and science and technology cooperation between the two countries. The PTA, which is a trade agreement of lower level than a free trade agreement, grants preferential tariffs only to certain goods. This agreement includes granting priority in trade deals for medicine, rubber, paper, textiles, wood, and shoes, and more. 이란은 현재 핵 개발 문제로 미국으로부터 제재를 받으면서 외환 시장에서 불안감을 겪는 상황인데요. 시사하는 바가 클 것 같습니다.
네, 현재 이란은 미국의 경제 제재로 달러를 사용한 무역 거래가 쉽지 않은 상황입니다. 이런 상황을 타개하기 위해 라이시 대통령은 인도네시아를 포함한 다른 나라들과의 거래에서 달러가 아닌 해당 국가의 통화를 사용할 계획이라고 강조했습니다. 특히 현금이 아닌 상품이나 서비스 등의 현물로 결제할 수 있는 조항도 명시했습니다.
그렇군요. So currently, Iran faces difficulties in conducting trade transactions using the U.S. dollar due to economic sanctions imposed by the U.S. To mitigate this situation, President Raisi emphasized his plan to use the respective currency of other countries, including Indonesia, in trade with them. He also specified clauses allowing payment in kind such as goods or services rather than cash, which is very interesting. 그럼 인도네시아가 새로운 무역 파트너로 이란을 선택한 이유는 무엇일까요?
네, 인도네시아는 중국과 일본, 싱가포르 등 전통적 무역 상대에 대한 수출 의존도가 높은 편인데요. 무역 다변화를 추진하는 인도네시아는 특히 같은 이슬람 문화권인 중동으로의 무역 확대를 노리고 있습니다. 이를 입증하듯 라이시 대통령은 인도네시아 하원 의장을 비롯한 정계 인사들과 기업 총수뿐 아니라 인도네시아의 종교 지도자들과도 만남을 가졌습니다.
I see. So Indonesia has a high export dependence on traditional trading partners such as China, Japan, and Singapore. As Indonesia seeks trade diversification, it particularly aims to expand trade with the Middle East, which shares the same Islamic culture sphere. As evidence of this intention, President Raisi held meetings not only with Indonesian political figures, corporate leaders, and the Speaker of the Indonesian House of Representatives, but also with religious leaders in Indonesia. 인도네시아 외교부가 이번 협정을 통해 수출 기회를 넓히고 중동과 페르시아에서 시장을 확대하길 희망한다고 밝힌 게 이해가 되네요.
네, 인도네시아와 이란이 팔레스타인에 대한 지원과 아프가니스탄의 여성 교육, 인도주의적 지원 등을 계속하기로 합의한 점도 눈길을 끌었습니다. 인도네시아는 지난해 7월에는 아랍에미리트와 포괄적 경제 동반자 협정을 체결했으며 현재 사우디아라비아와 경제 협력을 논의 중입니다.
그렇군요. So Indonesia and Iran has agreed to continue their support for Palestine and initiatives such as women's education in Afghanistan and also humanitarian support. In July of last year, Indonesia signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the UAE and is currently discussing some agreements with the CEPA agreements with Saudi Arabia as well. Well, with that, let's move on to another topic coming from Indonesia. This one is of a religious group in Indonesia calling for Coldplay's concert in Jakarta to be canceled. So let's hear all about this. 네, 다음 소식으로 넘어가 볼게요. 세계적 록밴드 콜드플레이의 인도네시아 자카르타 공연을 놓고 무슬림 단체들의 반대가 이어지고 있다고요?
네. 안타라 통신에 따르면 산디아가 우노 인도네시아 관광창조경제부 장관은 23일 기자들과의 인터뷰에서 인도네시아 울레마 협의회와 콜드플레이의 공연 허용에 대한 찬반 의견을 논의하겠다고 전했습니다. 울레마 협의회는 인도네시아의 63개 무슬림 기관 중 가장 권위 있는 원로 이슬람 법학자 평의회로 1975년에 설립된 민간이 주도하는 인도네시아 이슬람 총연합단체입니다.
I see. So according to Antara News, Sandiaga Uno, the Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of Indonesia, stated in an interview with journalists on the 23rd that they will discuss the opinions for and against allowing the concert between the Indonesia Ulama Council, also known as MUI, and Coldplay. MUI is the most authoritative council of 63 Muslim organizations in Indonesia and was established back in 1975 as a privately led umbrella organization of Indonesian Islamic scholars. 근데 2달 전에도 이슬람 단체들의 반대로 FIFA가 인도네시아에 개최 예정이던 2023 FIFA U20 월드컵의 유치권을 박탈했다는 소식을 전해주셨죠?
네, 기억하시는군요. 2012년에는 보수 이슬람 단체들이 팝스타 레이디 가가의 자카르타 공연을 동성애와 사탄주의를 숭배한다며 반대했는데요. 결국 경찰은 치안상의 문제를 이유로 공연을 취소시켰습니다. 문제는 이번 콜드플레이의 공연 티켓이 이미 매진되었고 공연장 인근의 숙소 예약이 모두 끝났다는 점입니다.
그렇군요. So in 2012, conservative Islamic groups also opposed Lady Gaga's concert in Jakarta, accusing her of promoting homosexuality and Satanism. Eventually, the police canceled the concert, citing security concerns. And the problem this time is that the Coldplay concert tickets are already sold out and accommodations near the venue have all been booked. 공연이 취소되면 경제적 타격이 매우 크겠네요.
네, 올레마 협의회의 결정은 이슬람 금융이나 할랄처럼 법적으로 인정되는 인증 기능을 갖고 사회와 신자들에게 종교적 지침을 제공하며 사회 경제적 문제의 입장을 제시해왔는데요. 이번에는 어떤 결정이 내려질지 궁금합니다. 인도네시아는 내년 2월 대선을 앞둔 상황이라 보수 이슬람 단체들의 격렬한 저항이 예상됩니다.
그렇군요. So MUI's decisions have the function of legally recognized certifications such as Islamic finance and halal, providing religious guidance to society and believers, and expressing their stance on social and political issues. So we're going to have to keep an eye on what decision will be made this time. And Indonesia, the country has its elections in February next year. So intense resistance from conservative Islamic groups is expected. Well, with that, let's move on to our last topic. For the last topic, we have some good news from the Korean Cultural Center in Indonesia. They have opened a Taekwondo class for special education schools. So let's hear all about this. 네, 마지막 소식 볼게요. 가정의 달 5월을 맞이해 주 인도네시아 한국문화원이 특수학교 태권도 교실을 개강했다는 좋은 소식이 들리는데요. 이 내용 전해주시죠.
네, 주 인도네시아 한국문화원은 지난 23일 서부자가 부카시에 위치한 부카시 자야 공립특수학교에서 태권도 교실 개강식을 개최했습니다. 이번 태권도 교실은 2023년 태권도 해외 활성화 사업의 일환으로 태권도 진흥재단에서 지원을 받아 진행되는데요. 이번에는 시각, 청각, 발달 장애를 가진 학생 300명이 재학 중인 특수학교가 선정되었습니다.
Oh, great news. So the Korean Cultural Center in Indonesia held an opening ceremony on the 23rd for the Taekwondo class at the Bekasi Jaya Public Special Education School located in West Java. So this Taekwondo class is being conducted as part of the 2023 Taekwondo Overseas Promotion Project with support from the Taekwondo Promotion Foundation. A special education school with 300 students with visual or hearing impairment or developmental disability has been selected for this program. 그럼 올해 태권도 교실 사업 대상으로 특수학교를 선정하게 된 특별한 계기가 있을까요?
네, 대한민국의 국기 스포츠인 태권도를 현재 보급하고 태권도를 통해 소외계층의 선행을 실천한다는 목표를 바탕으로 태권도를 특수학교에 공식 수업으로 채택시키려는 노력도 엿보입니다. 주 인도네시아 한국문화원 김용훈 원장은 통신원과의 인터뷰에서 앞으로 6개월간 국기원 파견 사범과 전 올림픽 태권도 선수들로 구성된 현지 사범단과 협업하여 태권도 수업을 희망하는 80명의 장애인 학생들이 태권도를 통해 꿈과 희망을 가질 수 있도록 최선의 노력을 할 예정이라고 말했습니다.
I see. So there is an effort to promote Taekwondo, the national sport of South Korea, and to implement social inclusion through Taekwondo as an official class in special education schools. Now, Director Kim Yong-un stated in an interview with the correspondent, over the next 6 months, they plan to collaborate with the team of 3 local instructors consisting of former Olympic Taekwondo athletes, and they will do their best to allow 80 students with disabilities who wish to take Taekwondo classes to build their own dreams and hope through Taekwondo. 혹시 실제로 태권도가 인도네시아에서 공식 수업으로 채택된 이력이 있나요?
네, 지난해 말 해군 헌병사령부가 태권도를 의무 무도로 채택한 데 이어 육군 체육사령부와 공군 특수전투사령부도 태권도를 공식 종목으로 추진했습니다.
그렇군요. So at the end of last year, the Naval Guard Command adopted Taekwondo as mandatory martial arts training, and the Army Sports Command and Air Force Special Warfare Command also promoted Taekwondo as an official training course. That's wonderful to hear that Korean national sport Taekwondo is being shared and promoted in Indonesia as well. Well, that's going to do it for today's correspondent report connecting with our Indonesian reporter, our reporter based in Indonesia, Miss 이영미. 네, 인도네시아 소식은 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 인도네시아 자카르타에서 통신원 이영미였습니다.
All right. And that's going to do it for today's correspondent report. As always, we connect with our reporters from all around the world. And today, we connected with Miss Lee Young-mi, based in Indonesia, to tell us about everything that's going on in Indonesia. I think personally, it's very interesting that Taekwondo is being loved by all over, right? People from all over the country, all over the world. And I remember first time I moved to Colorado, first thing I saw that was in Korean was Taekwondo class. And there's just Taekwondo classes and these sites everywhere you go, right? Arizona, Colorado, Seattle, everywhere I moved, there was Taekwondo class, and my brother would take them every time. So wonderful to hear as well. Now the time is 11:51. Listeners, I do hope that you enjoyed everything that we have prepared for you. Today, we had the interview with Miss Shin Eun-ju, the executive director of the Busan International Dance Festival. Now, this will be held from June 2nd to 4th for 3 days at Busan Cinema Center and Haeundae Special Stage. If you are interested, all you have to do is go to any of the portal and look up Busan 국제 무용제 or the Busan International Dance Festival. I will definitely be there to check out one of the performances. So if you do, let me know as well. We have Natasha Nim saying, I learned Taekwondo at age of 10. I wish I did as well. It was always a decision between swimming, Taekwondo, or ballet. And I chose swimming and I still can't swim. So maybe I should have learned Taekwondo as well. Well, listeners, we do want to remind you that we have reruns every night at 8 p.m. So if you missed any part of today's show, you can check it out tonight at 8 p.m. You can check it out also on NutTube as well or bfm.or.kr. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. This program was produced by Pagaram, written by Bang Mira. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon, and the final song for today, as we talked about Coldplay, this is Everglow by Coldplay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Well, say people come, say people go. This particular diamond is extra special. I know you might be gone, and the world may not know. Still I see you celestial. Like a lion you ran, goddess hero. Like an eagle you circle, in perfect bubble. So the snow. I know I'm gonna miss you, I know. But when I'm cold, you are the sun. And I know that you're with me, and the way you will show, and you're with me wherever I go. But you give me this feeling, this everglow. I wouldn't give for just a moment to hold.
지글지글 움직인대.
누가?
척추 라인에 맞춰서 움직인대.
누가?
누구기?